What up? What up? What up, y'all? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is Ready to Love Reunion. All right, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. I'm not going to hold you. Let's just go in. All right. Now, at first, they started talking about, Kat getting added to the show, right? And for the life of me, man, I cannot understand why these guys did not give Kat enough opportunities. I just don't understand it. I don't care what woman you got, you drop her for Kat. Okay? I'm talking to all the dudes. I don't care what chick you got, you're dropping her for Kat. I don't understand. Now, you know, they asked Kat a question. They asked Kat a question. They asked Kat, well, they asked Morier. They said, look, Morier, if she would have started the show from the beginning, would have been different? And Morier said, oh yeah, most definitely. If she would have started from the beginning, we would have had more of a connection because we would have had more time together. And if you look carefully, you will see that Kat has this, look on her like, nanny boo boo type thing, like she been validated, right? And, you know, Jessica, she actually looks surprised, like, oh, really? Is that right, Morier? So Morier pretty much validated Kat by saying if she would have started earlier, then they would have had more of a connection. Which I still don't understand because it's like, look, this is why she was the I guess you could say the wild card, because whoever you were with, you should have dropped them for her. You should have dropped them for her. Whoever you with. I don't care if it's Janelle. I don't care if it's Jessica. I don't care if it's Lee. I don't care. You drop every woman on this show to get with Kat. And I came to a conclusion, man. I got to take into account where we are. We're in the South, right? We're in the South, and I'm starting to think that the guys down there, like, like they're women, that look like they can, cook some cornbread and some greens, okay? Some ham hocks. They like them thick down there. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not. Trust me. But we're dealing with some down south guys who, like some women with some little meat on the bone. That's just fine. Okay, the Aries, the Janelles, to some degree the Tequilas, whatever. But I had to take that into account. Now you take the same group of people, well, maybe not the same group, but you take these same groups of women and you put them in another city, and I guarantee you will have the opposite results, the absolute opposite results. I think this is more of a Texas thing, and it has something to do with something else that I'm gonna get into a little later. But it looks to me like he regrets not picking Kat. I mean, when they first turned the show on, it looks like he regret, because they were showing Kat, and Morier was like, man, oh man, almost like he missed out on Kat. Okay, and he darn sure did. Again, I don't care what woman you got on the show, you're dumping her for Kat. Facts. All right. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the smartest guy in the room. I don't know. Anyway, next up, Janelle kind of hate on Kat, and I noticed that these ladies are very catty with each other, very catty. Okay. You could see the competition with these women is something fierce. It's not that way with the men. The men are like, look, they're gonna be with whoever they're gonna be with. But the women, oh my goodness, fierce competition among the women. And they almost I'll put it this way, half of them hate on the other half. Okay. You got to pick a side. Okay, because there's team Janelle and Jessica and Sierra, and then there's team Lee, Kat, and Aries, and I think the other ladies are a bit neutral. The I don't know what team Tequila on. She just don't fit with none of the ladies. You know, I don't know what team Kira is on either. She don't really fit with none of the ladies. But there is two different camps, and then there is loners. Okay. And it's very clear to see. It's very clear to see. And one camp do not like the other camp. It is very, very competitive. There, and I don't. If Janelle don't like Kat, Jessica don't like Kat. I don't know about Sierra, but I know Sierra is on the Janelle and Jessica side. Okay, and it's just real apparent. I'll put it this way: it wasn't the best look for the ladies. It just wasn't the best look for the ladies. You'd like to see everybody getting along, and you'd like to see everybody, at least being cordial with each other. But it's reality TV. We got to turn it up. So we got to be a little toxic. It seems like. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Tequila really hates on Janelle, and Janelle hates on, like I said, this is what I discovered, that Tequila has a jealousy of Janelle, and I don't know if Tequila's jealousy with Janelle is because she light skinned, or she says she got big tatas. I don't know. She said something like they only like you because of whatever. I couldn't really hear all of it. I don't know if it was the tatas or it was the light skin or whatever the case may be. But Tequila really has a jealousy of Janelle. It's almost like a big girl competition, and Tequila feel like she's losing. Okay, so she's gonna hate on Janelle for that. The flip side of that is Janelle hates on Kat for the same reason. Janelle is jealous of Kat. I'm not sure why. Well, I have my I have my speculation as to why. I mean, Janelle is a beautiful woman, but she's just not better than Kat. She's just not, in my opinion. Looks wise, attitude wise, whatever. She's just not better than Kat in any way. There are some things I do like about Janelle though, but I'll get into that a little later. But that's what I noticed with this cast of ladies. There is a hater in the camp, and depending on who you are, if you're Tequila, you're gonna hate on Janelle. If you're Janelle, you're gonna hate on Kat. And Kat had to pretty much defend herself between Janelle and Jessica, because she said if she would have been there earlier, she could have had all they dudes, and they like, no, you ain't nothing, you ain't this, that, and the third. Well, that wasn't the case, because Morier pretty much proved Kat right. If she was there earlier, she would have gotten, and that's probably why they didn't cast her in the beginning, because too much attention would have been on Kat. Way too much. Okay. All the guys would have been focused on her, and she would have had all these connections. And I mean, she would have been the queen bee for real. She would have been the queen bee. And none of the other ladies would have really gotten a chance to make any connections. That's why I think they brought her on a little later, which, I question these guys for real, because whoever whoever you got, and this is another thing. I think that Janelle and Jessica told their guys, if y'all talk to Kat, it's over with us. It's over. I think Janelle said that to Quentin. Are you talking to Kat? No, I ain't said much to Kat yet. Well, if you talk to Kat, it's over with us. Okay. And I don't think Quentin wanted to risk losing Janelle over Kat, so he wasn't allowed to talk to her. And that's sort of what she was saying. Like, Kat was like, I tried to connect with Quentin, but I don't think he was allowed to talk to me. And she's absolutely right. He wasn't allowed. I mean, what a freaking... I don't want to use the word coward with Quentin, because that's probably a little too harsh. I will probably use the word simp, maybe. If you're letting a woman control you in a dating process that, you're supposed to be dating multiple people, and if you let one woman control you over that, you are a simp. Now, I can understand if you like her, you don't want to mess things up, but you don't know her like that. So why are you letting any one woman control how you move? I mean, y'all not controlling how they move. They're going to move however they feel like they want to move. Janelle had a whole bunch of connections in the beginning. She wasn't complaining about all those connections either, but she want to control you and control who you talk to while you grilling up burger. Like, that was just sad to see. That was just like, dog, get some balls, man. Get some balls for real. Okay. I mean, that's just how I view it as a guy, as a man. Like, I wouldn't move like that. I'd be like, look, listen, I like you. You're on my list. Okay. But I owe it to myself to get to know these other ladies. I mean, that's just how it is. I owe it to myself to get to know these other ladies. My job is to find the best connection for me. Now, again, you're high on my list, and I'm not going nowhere. But you got to understand that I'm going to get to know other ladies, as you are going to get to know other men. Okay, there's no ownership with anybody on this show. So I don't know. I was just kind of messed up to see that with Quentin. Like, dog, you are clearly letting Janelle run you. I don't know what it is you see in her, but you are clearly letting this woman run you. And it was just whack to see. And he passed up arguably the best woman on the show to be with Janelle. It's no wonder a lot of these people are single. Another thing is, Tommy asked, he asked Kat, you was into, Quentin, you was into Herbert. How did you go from those guys to Morier? And Morier's like, hold on now. Wait a minute. Look at me over here, Why wouldn't she? And I like that about Morier. The guy is still pretty confident, and the guy really, is humble but confident, and that's pretty dope. I just think it's pretty ridiculous to I don't know. I didn't really like that question from Tommy, to be honest. Like, how do you go from these guys to him? Like, that was kind of a sneak diss to Morier a little bit, but he handled it pretty well. So shout out to Morier. Um, so then they get to Unique, right? And Unique explains the whole thought job thing, right? What is a thought job? Well, it's that thing over there, and I thought her explanation was pretty good, to be honest. You know, I agree with her. A thought job is when you get a lot of your job consists of you getting a lot of attention from the opposite sex. But with this definition, we have to understand women got a whole lot more thought jobs than men do. Okay. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but obviously they getting paid a whole lot of money from these thought jobs. Is a trainer a thought job? I think it qualifies. Is a DJ or comedian? I would say DJ, yes. A comedian, probably not so much. I mean, you are probably going to have groupies as a comedian, but still, look, you should be the last one talking about anything thought unique. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I'm not saying she's a thought, but she should be the last one talking any thought, anything. Now, you know, Unique said that she had talked to a friend of hers. And if y'all been watching me, you know I said Unique is moving like someone is talking to her. She is moving on behalf of one of her friends. I said this in one of my recordings. I'm gonna try to get the clip and put it in here. I think that Unique, either she knows Red from a situation, maybe he smashed and dashed her in the past, I don't know, and he don't remember her, or Unique have a friend that knows Red and gave her some dirt on this guy. She got his number some kind of way. She pulled his card some kind of way. And she probably do know his reputation out in the streets. That tells me she either had an encounter with him before as a groupie or something, or she knows someone who dealt with Red and they talk greasy about him, and she's not going to bring that person up because that person probably don't want to be on TV and put on blast. But I think that there is something in the background with these two that's causing this whole friction. And I think it's on Unique side, and she's not being all the way transparent with it. Her thing was like, yeah, I just didn't know about Red, or whatever she said. Like, she pulled his, she knew about him. She knew about him. As a matter of fact, on their first date, they say, I know you from somewhere. There is something going on in the background that we probably never going to figure out. We probably will figure it out at the reunion. That's probably when all the juicy stuff come out. Okay. And I was right again. Mike the philosopher, he on top of it. Okay. Now, I found that interesting, and some might say, "Well, why is she so mean to Red?" And I said, "Look, she is moving on behalf of one of her friends. She is showing off on behalf of her friend. She want her friend to cheer her on TV and give Red the blues." Now, the complaint is Red is a bad dad. Well, if Red ain't out in them streets bad like that, he should be able to narrow it down to who said it. Okay, all you got to do is line up the baby mamas. One of y'all said something to this chick. All right. And he can easily get to the bottom of that. But, I can understand her not saying who the source is. She's trying to protect the baby mama, but it ain't gonna be hard to find out. It ain't gonna be hard to figure out. All you probably got to do is go on social media, find out who your baby mama's friends with. She probably friends with him on social media. Oh, that's the one who said it. Okay, yeah, he can figure that out. But she was moving with that energy of her girlfriend, and that was her whole problem with Red. And it's kind of whack, if you ask me. Like, you should judge a person on their own merit. Don't be taking rumors from other people and stuff like that. Look, you know, you don't plan on having no kids anyway, Unique. That's the whole reason why you didn't match up with Marvin. So that ain't gonna be your problem, just by default. So what you tripping for? Like, you know, I know that's your girl. You know, you're gonna show your tail on her behalf, but it's kind of whack to bring that energy to the situation. I don't think that was fair to Red, to be honest. Janelle said that we shouldn't be talking about it as far as bringing up these kids. And I agree. I agree with Janelle. Janelle ain't always wrong. All right. She's right about a lot of stuff. I give her that. She was like, look, if you can't say the source and you talking about kids, don't bring that up. And so shout out to Janelle for saying that. I think Quentin was pretty much on the same page as that. So I agree with that. Look, don't be bringing mess to this situation. Okay, you bringing mess. You're being messy. Really, that's all you're being. You know. Funny part is, Red is still hollering at Janelle on the low, and your boy Quentin was like, "Ninja, what?" I found that hilarious. Like, Janelle thought it was a riot, but Quentin, he didn't find it so funny. All right. Now, this tells you that these two are very disconnected. Okay. It tells you their relationship did not last. He probably got to find out the real Janelle and figure the real Janelle out. Red is still dealing with the fake Janelle, who is good on the phone and good with the mouthpiece. But Quentin got to know the real live, spending time with you, Janelle. Those are two different people. Two different people. All right. And so yeah, Red is going to call her and court her, and she a master on the phone. She's a master on the phone. But in real life, nah. And Quentin had to find that out the hard way, you know. But Red, he got those thought t-shirts, so y'all go support your boy. Thought job t-shirts. Look, you'd be surprised about how many of those joints he sell. I mean, there's probably some women out there who buy those joints off the rack because there's no shame in the world anymore. Ain't no look, listen, there is no shame in the world anymore. Okay, I know a lot of people will probably wear those t-shirts with pride, believe it or not. They've worn worse than that. Okay, so yeah, thought job t-shirts, yeah, go get yours. Then they put Morier and Jessica together. And I mean, listen, who's buying it? I'm not. I've been telling y'all that. I'm not buying it. Red said that ain't real. And everybody was like laughing. Nah, he's right. That ain't real, because he said they never kissed. And why haven't they kissed? This is the part I don't understand. Listen, even if they were faking it, they could kiss. Okay? Even if they were faking it and trying to get to the end, they could kiss. This tells me there's something really going on with Jessica. Something really going on with Jessica. Was this solely about getting to the end and kind of one upping Chris? Is this solely to try and say, look, Chris, I don't need you, this, that, and the third? Now, I've seen her be somewhat affectionate with Chris, holding hands, and she was a little more affectionate, huggy, and everything. I never seen her that way with Morier. Now, she claims that she like, thick guys, Why aren't you affectionate with Morier? Chris ain't buying it. Chris is not buying it. He said, look, she faking for this dude. She is faking it. Okay. And every time Chris see Jessica and Morier together, he laughing. He like, she is not into this dude. She was all over me, but she ain't into this dude. Jessica, Janelle. These some extraordinary women, man. I don't even I'd be interested to know physically how far it went with Janelle and Quentin. I'd be interested to know because Janelle is on this whole religious, we're not gonna kiss. I mean, they did kiss at the end of the season or whatever. So they at least done that. I'd be interested to know physically how far they went too, because I wouldn't be surprised if that was a problem. And then you had Tommy ask Jessica a great question. He asked her, what did he do to separate himself from all the other guys or from Chris? What did he do to separate himself? Why did you end up with him? You would think that Tommy asked her to name the parents of God. You would think Tommy asked her to describe the inside of a black hole. You would think Tommy asked her when was the beginning of time. The woman looked so confused. It's as if he asked her a calculus question, okay? And she was glitching. She was glitching something bad, okay? When trying to compute what exactly did this dude do. Now, the reason why she was glitching so bad is because she did not feel like he did anything to separate himself. He was the last one left. Here's my question to y'all. Did Jessica settle? Did she settle for Morier? Is it because he was the last one who was interested in her, so she decided to roll with him? Like, if there was any other guy who was interested in her, you would think that she probably would have picked him. But he was the last one left. And the goal is to get to the end. Like she said in her, I don't want to say confessional, but she said it's as if they're graduating from graduate school. So she looked at getting to the end as an accomplishment. Doesn't matter who it's with. But I graduated, I got my man. Okay, it's not the man I liked, not the man I want, but it's the man who wanted me. I don't want to kiss this guy. I don't want to hug this guy, really. I don't want to do any of that. They still talking about they dating and they figuring things out. What are you figuring out? What are you figuring out? This is why I labeled Jessica my future ex-wife. Okay, I labeled her my future ex-wife. If y'all remember, if y'all been watching, it won't last. And it doesn't even matter if it was Chris. Even if she was attracted to this guy and they rocked out and they got married, it won't last. It just won't last. She don't have the tools to nurture a relationship. I don't think. I think that she is a little too linear in her thinking. And I think that at the end of the day, I think most of her thinking is geared towards what is going to please her and her accomplishments, what she can check off on her box. Okay, I got marriage, check that off. Now I can divorce. I got kids, check that off. Now I can get rid of the baby daddy. I think life is a checklist for her instead of her living in the moment and actually caring about how things affect the other person. I don't think Jessica is very good at that, figuring out how things affect the other person. Empathy, okay? That is probably her weakness. I don't think she is a very giving woman. I mean, shout out to her for making Morier a plate. That actually impressed me when she did that. So it did show that she has it in her, but did she do that because she was in direct competition with Sierra at the time? Or did she do that because it's something that she would normally do for her man? I vote for the former. Okay. So I don't know. I just thought that was crazy that he asked her that question like that, and it seemed to me like she has settled for Morier. Then Habibi comes up, and then they give Habibi the blues. He apologizes and said, "Look, I'm a jokester. Stuff I said was lighthearted. I didn't, mean no malice behind it. I'm just a jokester." First of all, let me ask y'all, how many of y'all believe that he didn't mean no, malice behind it? They were just bad jokes. How many of y'all put that in the comments? How many of y'all believe that? The problem with that, though, is that he didn't know what he was sorry for. He apologized, but he didn't know what he was sorry for. He did say he's a jokester, but he still didn't get the gravity of what he was apologizing for. And that's why Janelle was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm out. This is y'all can do your thing, whatever. Because Sierra said, bro, all we was just asking for was just an apology, and they said, yeah, he did apologize, but Janelle said he don't even know what he apologizing for, and he really didn't. And then he started getting defensive. Like, no, I got a name. I'm not bro. And this, that, and the third. He started getting a little defensive. And the apology became less and less sincere. I thought that was, a bit telling. And Tommy told him, look, man, you got some stuff you need to work on. For real. You need to work on some stuff. And then Habibi did something that really made me think of one of my favorite movies. Okay, one of my favorite movies, top 5, maybe top 10, is a movie called Mo Better Blues. Okay, and Habibi remind me of my boy Bleak, right? And whenever Bleak would get in trouble with the ladies, he would grab his horn and start playing this. All right. And and at that scene just reminded me so much of Habibi. Like, Bleak, you at it again. You at it again, bruh. You get in trouble, you play that horn. All right. And, for the most part, did a pretty good job at it too. But here's another part of this, y'all, that really uh is not being told. And listen, this is just a speculation of mine, so please don't even take this to heart, really, but I'm gonna say it. But I don't have no proof of this or nothing, so I'm not claiming anything. All right. My speculation is that this is something deeper with Janelle. Okay. This is something deeper with Janelle. This is a trigger for hers. In my opinion, there's something in her past, okay, that is triggering her with this situation with Habibi. Now, I know Janelle was an adopted child. I don't know what trauma she went through being an adopted child. I don't know what trauma she went through just dating in her past. I think that this whole situation with Habibi is connected to trauma. Now, with Ciara is just upset, a bit pissed. Like, look, we're not gonna share the shots. I'm not gonna share a shot with you, dog. You could have, apologized, but she can keep it moving. Janelle is holding on to this. Anger is behind this, and I get it. But I think that there is some trauma in Janelle's background that is making this be at the level that it's at. And I'm not saying she's not justified for feeling disrespected. Don't get me wrong. I'm just simply saying there is more to this story. There is more to the emotional attachment that is causing this type of reaction with Janelle. She stormed off and was livid, didn't even want to hear anything else. Okay. And when she was in that green room with Herbert, she was irate. Now, for a guy who don't know you like that, or you ain't emotionally attached with, shouldn't bother you that much. He's an asshole, write him off, move on with your life. But it's more than that with Janelle, okay? There is an emotional connection to this situation with Habibi. Now, she's not going to speak on her past, and I get that. She shouldn't, as a matter of fact. I just think that this situation is connected to trauma, okay? And that's why she's moving and reacting in the way that she is moving. When she stormed off like that, my question was, where's Quentin? Why you ain't, consoling your girl? Where's Red? Why you ain't consoling your girl? Herbert is back there consoling her. What's up with that? Clearly them two are not together anymore. And let me say this. Once the cameras went off and the lights went out, I think both Janelle and Jessica showed their true colors to their men. I knew it wasn't going to last. I knew it wasn't going to last with either one of them. I knew even if Aries got with Phil, that wasn't going to last. Aries is just smart enough to not carry it past the show. But the other two ladies are very accomplished businesswomen. They can't fail at anything, okay? They're going to come out with the prize, okay? That's the only, they'll deal with the other stuff later, but they're coming out looking good, or for the most part. If they can help it, they're going to come out looking good. And Morier got to see the real Jessica. I don't think I think Jessica is going like turtle to snail slow with Morier, and Morier is putting up with it. She probably using religion and God-fearing woman, and I don't want to do this until I'm married. She probably doing all of that stuff to Morier, and it's keeping him on the hook. So he probably not getting no, and she probably say, I'm not affectionate, I love the Lord, and Jesus told me not to do this, that, and the third before marriage. So she's using that as a barrier not to be physical with Morier, and he's buying it because he believes she's religious, and she probably is, but she want these kids, okay? And I'm not even sure if she want Morier kids, but the thing is, has created a barrier, and he's putting up with it. That's where I think their problem is. It's probably similar with Janelle and Quentin too. That they probably, I don't think it's as much of a physical issue with them, but I think it's a temper thing with her. I think she probably showed her temper a lot more, and when they started dating off the show, and that probably turned Quentin off because he didn't see that part at first. He only seen the fake Janelle, the phone Janelle. Phone Janelle is nice with the verbiage, okay? The phone Janelle is something else. I will probably fall in love with the phone Janelle, okay? But I would be smart enough. But at the same time, I think that the ladies, their real selves came out, and the guys are starting to figure that out, and that's why their relationships are not working. Now, Unique seems to really be into Marvin. And Marvin doesn't really seem to be that into Unique. And my question is why? That's a question I have for Marvin. Marvin, you had a chick who looked like Megan Good, or Megan maybe, and she was into you. She even took all of the baggage that you had with this lifestyle, okay? And you still didn't want to rock with her. Why? You still didn't want to rock with her. She's ready for the tickler. She's ready for the paddle, okay? She said she was getting 87 regular, loving, okay? She wanted some premium gas, and you provided that premium, but you didn't. And he was like, nah, I found another chick who kind of fit a little better. I get that, but you didn't meet that chick until after the show. So why didn't you pick her while you were still on the show? Because she was into all of that. As a matter of fact, y'all should have made it to the end. Then you should have dumped her for the chick who you got now that's more into it, unless you had that chick in the background the whole time. Okay? That's the only thing that will make sense, because there was no reason for you not to pick Unique. Now, I know what y'all thinking. He didn't pick Unique because she didn't want to have no kids. Bullshit. Okay. Let me just say that. First of all, listen. I don't think Marvin want no kids. First of all, why would you want kids with your lifestyle? How is that going to even work? You do live performances with your girl, man. You're not ready for a family. You're not ready for an in-house family. In order to do that stuff, you may have to give up your lifestyle. You don't seem to be willing to do that. You are not ready to love, bruh. Not like that. You want two different worlds, Marvin. You want the family world where you get your son, and you want you know, you want hedonism. Okay. Okay. You want the hedonism. You can't have both worlds, man. Those worlds clash. And that's where your biggest problem is. I'm glad you found the girl that you with and your lifestyle, but you mean to tell me she's going to pop out a baby for you anytime soon? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see how that will work out. I just think that the brother is not being honest with himself on something. I listen. Do he want a son? I think he do want a son. Do he love his lifestyle? I think he do love his lifestyle. But he is going to have to make a decision. And the decision is going to be either I'm going to be a full-time father to my kid and my son, or I'm going to continue with this lifestyle. I don't see how they both can coincide. It's not even healthy for the child if you do both. It's not healthy for the child, for them to see their parents or whatever. I don't know if you're recording a lot of this stuff. You might as well be a corn star, okay? You might as well be. And, it's just, look, figure out what you want to do with your life, bruh. You shouldn't even been on the show. You talking about you want a son. You ain't ready for no son. You still doing 3 and foursomes. Come on, man. Anyway, for all of that, and he knew Unique before he knew his chick now, he still should have rocked out with Unique on the show. But the son thing is gonna, like, my whole thing is, I wonder how much his girl now is willing to have his son. Is she pregnant? She should be pregnant by now. Is she pregnant? That's what I want to know. If she is, that's cool. That means he made a decision. But right now, it don't make sense. He loved his lifestyle too much. It's part of his identity at this point. And those are two different worlds, bruh. Those are two different worlds. So don't give me the whole I want my son stuff. If just don't give me that. I think in order for you to ask for children from a woman, you need to be done with that part of your lifestyle. That's what I think. And you don't seem to be nowhere near that, bro. Nowhere near that. And I ain't mad at you. If you're not nowhere near that, that's fine. But you're prioritizing your lifestyle over them kids. So if you're going to do that, you might as well should have picked Unique, Anyway, they get up there and they talk about to Tequila about her baby, and she says that she met the softer side of her baby. And I told y'all before Red told y'all. I told y'all before Red told y'all. Crazy meets crazy. Okay? The yin to their yang. And listen, there's a lesson in this, y'all. There's somebody for everybody. Yes, even you. As crazy as you are watching this, as crazy as I am, there's somebody out there for me. But it just goes to show. It just goes to show that there's somebody out there for everybody. I'd be interested to know if they're dating more. I don't think they got too much into that, but I wouldn't be surprised if her baby smashed Tequila, okay, once or twice after the show went off and the cameras went off. Not that anything is wrong with that. They're grown people, you know what I mean? But they kind of give that energy a little bit. Tequila throws shade, y'all, at your boy Phil. Talking about he's broke and all this other stuff. And, Phil handled it very well. Shout out to Phil. Listen, during the housing market, the housing market bust, he, filed for, uh, bankruptcy. What's wrong with that? You know, and she talking about, yeah, yeah, you, and the feeling is mutual. I wouldn't date you either. Trump, you know, he filed for bankruptcy. A lot of companies, a lot of rich people file for bankruptcy. Are they broke? No. So, and dude was like, look, you are so petty. You are so childish. And she really is. She really is. Uh, and she said that Janelle said she don't believe in tearing down black men on TV. Shout out to Janelle for that. Okay, like I said, the woman is not always wrong. She's right about a lot of stuff, and I believe the same thing. Men should not tear down black women on TV or anything else either. Now, I believe in keeping it real, but I don't believe in insulting people. Okay, and that's there is a difference, and she's right about that. I don't. The only problem with that, the only problem with that is they both did it. Janelle tore down her baby like crazy on TV. So she was being a little hypocritical. And I agree with Tequila on that. You talking about don't tear down black men, and you talk all this crazy stuff about Habibi when I'm trying to defend him. Tequila had a point. And then Tequila talks bad about Phil on TV. So the brothers is like, as great as this philosophy is, ain't none of y'all doing it. Okay. This is a great philosophy, but y'all can't seem to hold your tongue. What's going on? Y'all can't help but to break us down in some kind of way. And we're not doing that with y'all. I'm not seeing any men break down these women on TV. I think the guys are stand up. I'll be honest. I'm keeping it a buck. They might have something to say, well, I look, I don't really see them breaking down any women or purposely insulting any of the women. I'm not seeing any men do that. So the men are doing a better job of this philosophy than the women are. I'll be honest. But the women make for good TV. Okay. The women make for ratings because they can't hold their tongue. So, I don't know. She, Tequila shades both Janelle and Jessica. They talk about not, tearing down the brothers, but ain't none of them hold that philosophy. Seem like only the guys can do that. I don't really see. Again, I'm trying to think of a scenario where I seen the guy really like insult one of the ladies, and I can't really think of none. If y'all can, let me know. Put it in the comments because I'm trying hard here. It shouldn't be this hard. But yeah, I can't think of a scenario where the guys okay, I'll give you one with Chris. Yeah, when Chris said that to Jessica, that was disrespectful. What Habibi said to that wasn't on TV though. That was what Habibi said to Janelle. That was off camera. They don't have no footage of that. What he said to Sierra was distasteful, but it wasn't him breaking her down. It was just a bad joke. Okay, your mama ain't, that was just a bad joke. And people real sensitive about their parents, so I don't really count that one. What he said to Janelle, I do count that, but that wasn't on TV. So he's still kind of in the philosophy a little bit of not doing that on camera with the sisters. Chris probably came the closest when he said what he said to Janelle and Jessica. And he was like, you don't know me, you don't know ish about me and all this other stuff. F you, that was disrespectful. He apologized for that since then. And I think the apology was sincere. I still don't think he think that she likes Mari more than him, but I mean, I think he stand on some of his ideologies, but he regretted coming at her like that on TV. So, all that being said, Tequila and Janelle squashed their beef. All right. So-called Tequila and Janelle, they squashed their beef. Jessica is not buying. Jessica is like, you know what? I bet she still try to fight us. I bet she still try to fight us. Even after the truce, she's still gonna try to fight us. And she was right. She was right. There is a powder keg within Tequila or an insecurity in Tequila that is just a lot. Okay, this woman has a lot of insecurity. I don't know if it's because she feels like she's the least desirable out of the bunch. I don't know what it is. She seemed to be a little jealous, especially or she just don't take no mean girl mess from no chicks. That could be it too, but I do think some of it is a level of insecurity. And I do think that, she has some things to work out emotionally. I'm going to do a ranking on both the ladies and the women. The ladies and the guys, I meant. All right. I'm going to do a ranking on both of them. So look out for that. I'm going to do the men this week. I'm going to do the ladies after the next week after the last reunion. And then we're going to get into some make that move, right? So let me know what y'all think about this reunion. All right, I'd be interested to know. Put it in the comments. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. All right, for more great content. Don't be stingy with the likes, man, for real. Okay, I'm working hard over here for y'all. Give me a like. I mean, don't, look. I mean, I'm spending time doing this. Give me a like. That being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.